this atty up. I've got no bloody juice in it. Oh, yeah, I've got that fancy juice from Sam.
We're live. So I just thought I'd say that before you said something too much.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, didn't realise we were live there.
Yeah. You see, we were just good evening, folks. We were just saying we were just having an in-depth conversation about something about testing and toxicology and stuff like that. And Chris says, "Go live." So I clicked live.
Yeah, but I didn't realise you was actually going to go live. I was just saying
you were going to go live just like that.
Yeah,
I was just telling you.
I was simply saying that this is the sort of conversations we should save until we were live, because generally we'll talk in depth about this stuff for a week beforehand, and then we'll be so bored of the subject by the time we go live we won't even brush over
want to talk about it. Yeah.
We do it every time. We've been talking about some interesting stuff. I think we'll go straight into that after we do what we're vaping on. I'm going to make a note on my chat bar of what it was we were actually talking about, so we can actually have the conversation.
Yeah, because I think it was going to be interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. So, good evening and welcome to episode. What number are we on now?
150.
150.
150.
150 of Vape Talk UK.
Hang on. Isn't it 180?
Yeah, it was. But I thought
we've got another 30 episodes before
that's like half a year, mate.
So, yes, welcome to episode 150. So, should we just get straight into the handshakes, Mark? What do you think? Go on, Mark. What are you vaping on?
My brain is seriously not working today. I have had the shocker of a fortnight, to be fair.
He zipped his wiener in his trousers.
Oh, it's been a shitter.
Banged his head on 3 ceiling fans.
Yes. I got arrested for doing the elephant impression. It's
well, yeah, I can see that one. To be fair. Well, no, actually, I don't want to see that one. I think that's more to the point. I don't want to see it.
It went viral. It went viral.
A bit like that video of you doing a Jurassic Park entrance. I do always do that, like a Chewbacca. Expo, me and Mark were wandering around like T-Rexes, my little tiny arms, and doing the intro music to Jurassic Park. But I can't remember how that goes now. Yeah, I remember now. Oh, fucking hell. Sending each other videos of us parading around doing that.
Oh, man. Running around with little arms going, I can't. I'm not even going to attempt to do a dinosaur noise. Really.
Simon used to do the elephant impression at first slip when he thought the bowler wasn't trying. You see me, I'll just do the whirly gig. That took someone's eye out. Poor cow.
Okay.
I used to, but then I got banned from the bus.
Sorry, that just.
What do you mean?
Can't comprehend it.
Can't comprehend it.
You're walking down the aisle of a bus, not sideways.
Why do you need to be sideways?
Yeah.
You couldn't walk down the aisle.
What, because I'm fat and I wouldn't fit? You fucking arsehole.
What are you drinking, Chris?
Oh. Bundaberg.
Who?
Whoa, what's that?
That looks like
pink grapefruit.
That font. Bring that font back.
It looks a bit like Copperberg.
A little bit. But it almost looks a little bit Capella-ish as well.
Yeah,
a little bit. Oh, it says invert bottle before opening. I didn't do that. I'll do it now. Tip it over a bit.
That would be good live.
Also, guess what else I've had today? You already know. But I'm still overly enthusiastic about it.
I had nothing to say about it whatsoever.
I had a black ice cream. Check that out.
I know.
Bring it back.
Look.
Bring it back. There we go. For all the lovely people watching.
Fully black ice cream.
I'll be honest with you. You posted that, and I looked at it and went, "Shit, he's melted his mud." I looked at it, and all I could see was melted plastic, and it took a moment or two to go,
why are you licking that?
That looks a bit like an ice cream.
It was an ice cream, yeah. Charcoal coconut flavour.
Charcoal, real? Is that like real charcoal flavour?
Is charcoal a thing?
Charcoal coconut.
What does charcoal taste of?
It's just a bit gritty, if I'm honest.
Does it actually taste gritty?
I can't really tell. It didn't really taste any different, to be honest. It was black.
It just tasted taste of coconut.
Yeah, it was like almost like a dusty coconut. No, it was like a dusty coconut. It's really hard to explain. But yeah, this is my local ice cream parlour. They're about a mile away from my wedding, if that, half a mile maybe. All the other flavours. Make all handmade ice cream, and it's all from local ingredients. Well, like they didn't get the coconuts from a palm tree outside, but you know what I mean.
What would be your perfect ice cream?
I've had my perfect ice cream today, and it wasn't that black one. I had two. I had two different scoops. Well, let me read some of the flavors, and let me know when I get to one that you think that would be Chris's favorite ice cream. Fruits of the Forest sorbet, raspberry sorbet, Bounty, coffee crunch, lemon meringue pie, after eight, Cranakin, rum and raisin, toffee swirl, butterscotch, coconut charcoal. There's a load of others I'm skipping. Rhubarb and caramel. Sticky toffee pudding, bubblegum, fucking loads.
Why do they only do like desserty flavors? Why can't you have like a cheese and piccalilli?
They do a bacon and maple syrup one.
You see, I just don't get that.
It's got actual bits of bacon in it.
I don't get it.
And it's so good.
I had that at Harvester. Harvester did that. We went into Harvester, and it was bacon, waffles, and maple syrup. And this was your main course.
Yeah, I'd fried chicken on maple syrup. Fried chicken on waffles with maple syrup.
Do you not fancy like a cheese and piccalilli?
That was it. Yeah.
I don't know about piccalilli. Have you not seen all those ice creams recently that have gone viral? They're all over Facebook. Yeah, they're all over Facebook. Ketchup, mayo, Marmite ice cream. There was about 3 or 4. But yeah, this place they go
just purchasing Marmite.
No, that was Mark selling something on his website. Vape.co.uk. And yeah, so they do all these mad flavors, and some of them are fucking incredible. Their pistachio is unbelievable. Like, I've never tried anything that good. Their coffee crunch is brilliant. It tastes like you're getting a shot of espresso followed by like cream. Oh, it's actually so fucking awesome. So
we all like our desserts, we all like our fruits, we all like Todd in the shed. Chris, wave.
Hello, welcome to Todd's Reviews. Today in my shed, I've got some shit and some other shit. Catch you again soon. I'm off to 3D print something.
That was the softest accent I've ever heard.
That's what Todd's got, that soothing voice. You know, the one that could like just sweet talk you to sleep. Yes, Schwartzy, how can I help you?
There's a little bit of hint of, it's Mrs. Doubtfire. Hello.
Oh. It was a bit Mrs. Doubtfire. It was very
a little bit. I'm actually going down to Glasgow on Saturday, and I'm going to get Mark Ski to come over for a pint.
You're going to force him into it.
You see, Mark spent the past week trying to convince me to go to France with him.
What? A romantic trip to the Louvre?
I'm sure I'm... No, because there's the Paris Expo coming up, isn't there?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about
It's just whether or not. Where the fuck have I put my mod?
What are you vaping on? We need to do what we're vaping on quickly because then we need to progress.
Yeah.
Progression is key. We've got at least 6 viewers today.
There's no rush.
Excellent. Gosh, we're like in the heady heights. We might even get into the heady heights of double figures.
Do you know what? I might put this down and pick this up the rate we're fucking going. Strongbow dark fruits is my new thing.
Ooh.
I've never had it before.
No, what I was saying before, right?
What?
So we've got our fruits, we've got our desserts, we've got our. I know. There was roast chicken. There was all sorts of.
I never got to taste any of the roast chicken or the
there
bacon.
Was a chicken tikka.
Hangson did a range of hideous ones.
They did a bacon capella, didn't they?
Yeah.
And when I first started vaping, I bought this bacon capella. It was in a pack. It was called the summer pack. And it had 7 different concentrates. One of them was bacon. One of them was hibiscus. So they were 2 that you could fucking rule out. But the other 5 were good, and it worked out cheaper. I'd been down. No, I'd been down to Glasgow to the first shop I ever bought an adaptable mod from, like other than C4. I just bought the Nautilus, and he was making up this juice, and he tried telling me, this guy in this vaping caterpillar shop, that I said, "How do you make your own juice, mate?" And he's like, "Oh, I've got a centrifuge out the back, and I extract all of the ingredients myself, and I make my own concentrates." And I said, "What?" I said, "I don't think so." It's like, "Yeah." I said, "No, mate, no." I says, "Right, okay. Say that that's what you do. What about if I wanted to make my own juice and I didn't get it from you?" "Oh, well, there's this place called Capella." So I was leaving Glasgow. Me and my friend decided we were getting proper involved in this vaping industry. We just bought a Nautilus and a Hannah clone, and we were getting involved. And yes, we ordered this concentrate, and that bacon was the fucking worst thing I've ever tasted in my life.
You bought bacon concentrate?
Well, it came in this pack of 7.
Oh, right. Okay. I was going to say, please tell me you ordered something else apart from bacon.
Yeah, I made a nice tangerine one and another one. Cherry cola I tried to make, didn't come out very good. But I did a bacon with marshmallow and vanilla, hoping it'd be like a pancakes and bacon, but it was fucking dire.
Why didn't you just use a maple concentrate?
Because I'd never tried maple and bacon back then, but I'd had bacon and pancakes. So that's what I was trying to recreate. And actually, I got this rhubarb concentrate from Vampire Vape, and it was fucking disgusting. And I was really looking for a nice rhubarb vape, and that what do you call it? Vape Fest was the one that Dale released his Rusted.
Chris, I've just realised we're both doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah, playing it, sticking the thumbs through these. Oh, listen, Dale, just because you're fucking back on the market for 2 minutes, you swooped up yourself a nice bird, and now you've got a nice car and you've got a nice life. Why are you bullying me? Fucking arsehole.
Yeah, why didn't the savoury flavours take off? I mean, you know, roast chicken and thyme.
Imagine it like this, right? Fruit flavours, menthols, good to go. Bakery products and savouries, bakery products and desserts take a month or so to steep properly. Imagine if the bacon and all these really fucking disgusting flavours, right? Imagine they took 1.5 years to steep and no one knew. So you've just chucked all these they're the best juices ever made, and they're in your bin because when you vaped them to start with, they taste like shit. Imagine chaos, uproar.
Yeah, but think back to when Hangson brought out these roast chicken and the bacon. Think back to that kind of era and what the fruit flavors and the bakeries were like at that point. Now imagine that the savory flavors had moved on as much as the fruit flavors and the bakeries that we've got now. You would actually have hot dog flavored juice.
Yeah,
know
you can
what?
get
I
that
wouldn't
anyway.
be offended by it. I would not be offended by hot dog or pizza or burger.
If it tasted like you were eating it, I wouldn't be offended. Big Mac juice, I'd love it. But
Dale says blue cheese is supposed to be nice. I've actually seen James projectile at 30 foot on the blue cheese.
Yuck.
A hint of blue cheese makes a cheesecake absolutely just kick slightly. A nice cheesecake flavour. Anyway, there you go.
Yeah, but apparently
that's giving away the secret to half a dozen cheesecake
I've got
recipes.
a secret to hot dog flavored juice.
Go on.
If you make your hot dogs like I do by pouring the water out and then pouring the kettle in, that water is wasted. Pour that in some VG.
Yeah.
Banging hot dog juice.
Hot dog.
The thing is, the bacon, the chicken, the beef. Keith says it tastes of crisps to him. To me, they all just tasted of fat. They all just tasted oily as hell.
No, do you know what they tasted like? They tasted like when you breathe in the air that was released out of a bag of crisps.
Sort of fatty.
Or like someone had eaten 10 bags of crisps, then farted in the bag. They taste a bit like that.
Anyway. I say, I missed out. I heard about these bacon flavours, but never actually got to try one.
I've brought out a relic tonight, lads.
What are you vaping on, Chris? Hang on. Talk.
Hello. Ye old Cyclone Evo with a tempo on top.
Ooh. Nice.
I've not used this for fucking... This is my favourite mod. I think I paid like 300 something quid each for these. And I've got 2 of them. I've got 4 sets of panels. I used to love these like I love my billet boxes. Like I do love my billet boxes. And yeah, basically I had it in my pocket with some keys. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. But it's like very tiny dinks all over the top.
Was it the same pocket you keep your batteries with your keys?
No, I just had my keys in there, or my phone, or something I was putting in and out there anyway. And it,
do not keep loose batteries in your pockets with your keys.
Batteries, you dildo. But yeah, it kind of ruined. I was so scared about damaging it after that. It sat on a shelf and sat on a shelf and sat on a shelf, and then just never got used again because I progressed by then. So it's a bit of a tragic love story, like Romeo and Juliet or something.
You just got fed up with it.
No, it's not that. My vaping style progressed.
Okay.
I never found myself needing it. But I still love it. Just wish that I loved it enough to still use it. And the other one wasn't dead.
Right.
Yeah, in that I've got Quad Jarvis.
Ooh.
You don't know what you got till it's gone.
A pink paradise, you put up a parking lot.
Yeah, it's a bit sad because obviously TPD fucked this one. But oh man.
Yeah, we all hate the TPD.
But yeah, I'm also vaping Billy Box 45 milligram. You know the drill.
That was an annoyingly good O.
Oh, I'm all right then.
Oh man.
Unless he tries.
No, he's got a couple there. Oh, there we go.
When I'm under pressure, it doesn't work.
That Chris was sick as tits.
Was it? I want to get on the VGod trick team next year, but try hard enough.
I really don't want to spend that hour.
Oh, he knows.
It is worth staying around, Dale. Always worth staying around. Chandler, what are you vaping on? Quick.
Really quick. I've got my Serpent SMM in there, and in here I've got a juice from a new company called Knights Vape, rather. So I filled this tank up at the beginning of the show.
Hang on, sorry, which one you want? I was doing something else, and then I heard what you said.
Yeah, Knights Vape. So it's not released yet. It's a chap who's bringing out a new juice line, and he just happens to be less than a mile away from me. We didn't realise it, but he does. But he's really close. So he's got me some samples of the juice line, and this one is called. I just literally just tried it. Annoyingly, right at the beginning of the show, I filled the tank up, and then left the top off while I was rebuilding my other Atty, and all of the juice pissed out of the air holes. So that was a full tank. I've had about 2 drags off that.
Sorry, what flavour was it? I was talking to somebody else at the same time.
This one's called Green Slush, and it's now lime slush. I don't know what it is other than it being called green slush. So it could have been apple. It could have been lemon. I think it's a lime. It's a lime slush. It's got that lemony lime flavour to it. Now there is the merest hint of cooling agent in it. It's quite nice.
I'm sure there's someone here that could tell you what was in it, but that would be immoral.
Oh, did you make it?
Aha! Yeah, somebody might have made it. To be fair, that's how Sam found out how close we were, because he asked Mark and says, "Oh, I heard Chandler mention Rotherham. Is he near me?" And literally less than a mile away.
Are you two best mates now?
Yeah.
We walked to school together.
Yeah. He's popped round. We've had a coffee. We've had a vape.
I like that when you find someone with a similar interest who's so close. I've got a friend who's a magician, and he literally lives at the back of my house. Like I can go down my alley. Yeah, I could go down my alleyway, and his house is there. And did
you know he lived there when you met him? Did you meet him? Did you meet him and find out he was a magician, or did you meet him as a magician and then found out where he lived?
He lived here about 4 or 5 years ago, and there was a lot
in your shed.
No, you dick. In this town, he had a breakup with his ex and moved away for a while, but he'd had business cards up in shop windows, so I'd already known there was a magician there. Blah 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 blah. Well, I was building a fucking giant snowman over the snow period, and this guy walked past, and I thought,
surprise!
No, I thought he looks like a wizard, like just the way he was dressed. He looked like a wizard.
And he
came over and admired the snowman, and he was like, "Oh, I'm Dean." Blah blah blah. I was like, "Oh, you're the magician." He's like, "Yeah." And we just got chatting.
Right. So. Please tell me he was coming home from a. Please tell me that he dresses like that and he wasn't just coming home from a gig.
No, he dresses a bit eccentric, but he was coming back from a gig. Yeah,
he was. Okay.
Yeah, but
top hat covered in doves. Yeah. Did he look like Lance Burton? Was that what it was?
But he said, "Oh, you have to come over sometime." Blah blah blah. So he asked me if I wanted to come around. I says, "Yeah, all right, I'll come over." Says, "Where do you live?" He goes, "Oh, the other side of town," and gave me the street name. So I got in a car, drove down the other side of town. I'm like, "Where's this street?" So I put it in the sat nav, and I followed the sat nav, and it took me to the fucking street behind mine. I just didn't know what it was called.
So effectively, you drove to the other side of town, back again to somewhere you could have walked to. Essentially,
I pulled up in the car, and it was like a bit lazy. I said, "No, I didn't know that you just lived here." Like in
other words, he was joking when he said the other side of town.
Sorry, yeah. John's is making me laugh. Diagon Alley and look like Chandler apparently.
Chandler does look a bit like a wizard, doesn't he? Actually,
hang on, Chandler. Do me a favour, towards your camera, just lift your arm up.
Wizard sleeve.
Oh, come across a bit, just so I can see your sleeve.
What sleeve? Yeah.
Oh, he's got a t-shirt on.
Yeah.
I've got a t-shirt on. Sorry.
Oh, honestly, I listened to an audio book called "Off to Be the Wizard." It's about a guy that hacks a computer system, discovers that he can change time on this giant file that he finds in this government computer system, and he takes himself back to medieval England. And there's a wizard in there called Merlin, who pretends obviously to be this is where the myth of Merlin apparently come from. And his voice when I listened to it, I imagined a bloke that looked just like you. And I'm not even joking. Honestly, if I'd had if I could draw a picture of what this bloke looked like, it would be like looking in a mirror. Genuinely.
Okay.
But he's a bit of a weirdo, so sorry about that. What are you vaping on, Mark?
Me. I'm vaping on Old Faithful. I'm not going to talk about that. Same old, same old. I am still vaping on the 80-watt Pulse.
I was just about to burst into Still Dre by Dr. Dre.
Why?
Because you said, I'm still...
I'm still liking it.
Good. Oh, God, I just had an awkward lump in my throat there.
That I just...
Dale's just joined, but on a different account. And it come up, and my heart just skipped a beat.
Oh, he's gone. I didn't actually see the name that came up when he joined.
I wouldn't worry about it, mate.
I did exactly the same, Chris. I was like,
oh my God, he's put in an email address, sent it, it's gone to someone else, and they thought that to join because you might have wanted a chat, and they've come live on Vape Talk. Wow.
No,
my bumhole just went 5p, 50p.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that back now. It's all right for everyone else watching. They can just rewind it a bit.
No,
but
you can't
I'm kind of stuck.
You can't when you're live. You can't rewind.
Perhaps that's just me when I'm watching live YouTube videos that my internet's that pants that it just keeps stuttering and I always end up 10 minutes behind everybody else.
Oh, yeah, Dale. I didn't know you were coming on the show, mate. How you doing?
Yeah.
I press join. It come up saying, "Who do you want to log in as?" And I slipped and it clicked cunt, and I just joined as the wrong person. I apologise.
You were somebody else. Have you now taken your frock off?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I look a little.
Still got the tits.
Yeah. Just better ones.
You're looking good, Dale. What are you doing?
What?
You're looking good.
Oh, thanks, mate. I moved from that chair to this one.
I have to say, I was just thinking.
I'm a wine guy now.
That's nice. Very civilized.
Fucking hell! I've been trying to get you to drink wine and gin for like the last 3 years, and you go fucking. Oh, maybe not.
A wine guy.
Yeah, I was going to say you've lost your beard and you've got a smaller double chin.
Thank you, mate.
It looks good. You do look a little bit like Johnny Vegas on Celebrity Juice that I watched last night on Catch Up. You look a bit like him because he's lost a bit of weight as well. But you look good.
Do you think he looks well?
I've lost about 2.5 stone since I started doing my diet thing, then went off the diet thing, then had a bit of stress, and I just look. Yeah, I'm lightweight, mate. I'm streamlined.
Have you still got that custom suit you had made?
No.
Because now I'm fat and you've lost weight. Can I have it? Because
What do you mean now you're fat?
Well, now I'm fat and you're not as fat. Yeah, I could do with a suit. I'm getting married, and
I've got a wedding jacket. I'll definitely not be using again. If you want to borrow that.
Oh, is it a nice one?
Yeah.
Because you were a bit of a tramp back then, weren't you? You've acquired your money since.
No, I used to steal my money back then. Now I earn it.
Oh, right. Okay. As long as you had money and it wasn't from like F and F, I'm not a tramp.
How are you all?
Yeah, not bad, mate. How you doing?
I'm all good, mate. I'm all good.
Yeah,
we've not caught up since Stuttberg, have we? Stuttberg.
Iceberg. Since Josh Cosby was on the run.
Oh, get your jewel out. Yeah.
I'm doing quite well. I've just bought myself a nice new F&F suit.
Have you?
Yeah.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't. You're just making me feel bad. Dickhead.
Yeah, hang on. I think you're about the only person that could buy a suit off the peg in this chat.
Yeah.
Whoa, yourself, Mark. I'm on the way down. I'm getting towards off the peg.
Yeah, but you've got a local Giacomo shop. I haven't.
No, we haven't actually. It's closing, bastards.
Well, it's still there at the minute.
It might have.
Actually, I can buy clothes from Next. There are t-shirts I can still fit
Anyone
from
can
Next.
buy clothes from Next, mate. I can buy clothes from fucking Top Man, but don't fit.
No, I can buy t-shirts that still fit. I get from Next.
I'm only just in there. I used to go into Matalan, and their trouser size stopped at 38, but now they go up to size 42. So I'm all right.
So me and Chris are still.
What? Hang on.
You've not got a 42-inch waist. You look like Legolas from Lord of the Rings. How the fuck have you got a 42-inch waist?
I've got a 42-inch waist.
Get off.
Come to think of it, Mark looks like a bit like Gimli.
James looks like Gimli.
Oh, he does.
He really.
If Gimli had really bad eyesight.
If Gimli's parents had fucked Bubbles' parents from Trailer Park Boys and had James.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh God. Oh. No, I don't wear beach towels, Keith. I go into Millets and buy a 2-man tent and just cut some arm holes in.
Chris, oh my God, Chris, who are you wearing? High gear.
Yeah.
Complete
What are you wearing?
Tent pole up your ass.
Yeah. What are you wearing? Awning. Oh, God. Anyway, I've got a serious question, or not a question, discussion topic for you guys tonight.
Serious discussion topic.
Hashtag prepared. So I was chatting the other day to Large Thomas from YouTube and Riyadh, and he said Tom reckons that 60. It's been officially released. The statistic is 61% of adults see vaping favourable to tobacco. And we were trying. Tom saw that as a black and white process, like, oh yeah, 61 people think vaping's cool, or whatever he said. It made more sense now, but it was a very generic blanket term. And then we went into it a bit, and we actually thought that statistic sounds like it's saying black and white of it is this, which I'm putting in chat. The black and white of it is this, but realistically, that is the equivalent of saying, if my kid, when he got 13, 14, 15 or whatever, and was going to start one of the habits, I'd rather they started vaping than if they started smoking. That's the way I look at it. That's what would make my decision up. If my kids grew up, would I rather they started vaping from nothing or started smoking from nothing?
Yeah, but from a devil's advocate point of view, your parents before vaping had two choices. Obviously, I'm pro vaping, but I mean, they had your kid either smoked or didn't smoke. Now your kid's got smoking, not smoking, or vaping. It's added. I'm not agreeing with the government looking at that, but that is now the third choice that's available. So
yeah,
kids,
but I'd rather neither, obviously. But if I had a choice of the two, I'd prefer vaping.
Oh, I've said to you before, like, I would never, Mark would never, I would never, any ethical shop would never even proxy sell to a parent, even though the parent's like, look, my son's smoking 20 a day, I don't need to smoke. You know, you want to give them an e-cig as a shop owner, knowing what the benefits are, but you can't do that. But for me, I've always said, if Ricky were 14 and smoking, after I beat the shit out of him, I'd give him an e-cig.
Yeah, your own child, yeah.
Yeah.
I think...
Mate, I live in the ends. Ricky will be smoking when he's 9.
Ricky's already smoking, you just don't know it.
He's good at hiding it.
If I've got... would you do, or would you expect people to do in this day and age, them to do what your parents did when they caught you smoking? Apart from slap you round the fucking head,
Or
my
drink
old man...
liquid.
No, you fucking idiot.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
My old man made me smoke a whole... He rolled with the King Skins, and he'd roll that with no filter, no fucking roach, nothing, just a big, dirty, fat roll-up. He went through 50 grams of baccy every 2 days. That's how big they were. And, yeah, I picked up one of his butts at about 10, 9 maybe, I had to go, and he made me smoke one of them fucking whole king size bastards. And I didn't start smoking for 3 years after that because of that experience. Do you think people will be putting 45 milligram Nic salt on a dripper and saying, "Vape that, you little bastard"? Because I don't think they would, personally. In this day,
you just put
that's the effective. I remember here. There's a pack of 20. Keep going. 1, 2, 3.
That's because you started smoking in 1910 when it was seen as beneficial.
On the Woodbines.
Yeah, it was still seen as beneficial back then. They didn't even know what toxicology was.
Have I ever told you my dad's justification? Like when I used to smoke, obviously Ricky was really young, and I used to always go outside and smoke. Like I'd get out of the car and smoke. If Ricky was with me, I would literally pull the car over to get out and have a fag. And my dad used to say to me, "You better not smoke around Ricky." I'm like, "I don't smoke around Ricky." I said, "But no offense, Dad, you used to smoke 80 Regal around me every single day." And he turned around and he went, "Yeah, but we didn't know the dangers back then." Oh, it would have been fucking me up then, Dad. If you didn't know about these cancer-causing secondhand smoke issues, then it definitely wasn't fucking me up because my body wouldn't have known about it either. That's the
placebo, the opposite of a placebo effect.
This second smoke's bellowing itself into my body, but my lungs are just like, "Oh, fuck it, doesn't matter, we don't know."
Do you think that it's likely to be the same with vaping in 15, 20 years time?
What if it was discovered that it was really dangerous for you? We'd just all protest the same.
What do you mean, kids picking, like, you know, most kids start smoking because the parents smoke, so usually that's sort of the connection. Is that what you mean with vaping? Because
no. I mean, you were saying your dad said, well, no, it's, you know, we didn't know about the dangers of smoking at that point, so it was fine for me to smoke 80 Regal around you. Do you think we'll be saying the same thing in 15 to 20 years time about vaping? Oh yeah, it was okay to vape around the kids because at the time we thought it was 95% less harmful than smoking.
But if it is 95% safer or more,
yeah,
I think the option. I think then we've got the whole point of explaining. I had the option of smoking in front of you and covering you in smoke. But I knew this was 95% safer. That's why I used it.
All we'd have is a better justification.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't disagree with your old man. Look at his little fucking puppy dog eyes, like a little fucking cheeky child. Just spotted a marshmallow across the room and no one knows it's there. Like all excited. You little fucking Google eyes, you can't. But yeah, I think I agree with your old man. To be honest, when you don't know the dangers of something, you can't really be held accountable. If it's something stupid,
that gets him. That's his get out of jail free card for fucking 15 years ago. But he can't say that to me now. He can't say, "Yeah, but it's fine because we didn't know that it wasn't fucking fine."
Okay, he doesn't make it fine, yeah, but it's not his fault.
Yeah, it's his fault. But I mean, who sits in the living room thinking, "Do you know what? Come here, son." Yeah, that was really fucking good for him. Yeah, get here, mate. I'll fuck penicillin. You know what I mean? Get over here. You've got a call. I'll blow smoke up your nostril.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm not saying that. I mean, like, with common sense, you know that dangling your kid off a balcony is not safe. Michael Jackson, you know, do not dangle your kid over a balcony. But we believe
he's dead.
Yeah, but we believe that a train journey is safe. Do you know what I mean? What if we find out in 50 years' time that trains pass off electric circuitry which fries your brain? Do you know what I mean? You know, they'll come up with any old shit.
Mobile phones microwaving your ears.
Yeah, microwave by mobile phones. And they say, "Why didn't you save me from the mobile phones 20 years ago?" We'll say, "Because you're a little cunt and all you did was moan about how your friends had a phone and you didn't, and you wanted a fucking phone, so bought your fucking phone."
Yeah, do you know what, mate? It's all down to choice, right? And the government, as much as people would say it's a cop-out, it's true. All they have to turn around and say, "We fucking told you, right? You made the choice to continue smoking. Apparently bacon causes cancer. I'm still going to eat fucking bacon, right? Because one, I don't really believe it, but if in fucking 30 years I get cancer, touch wood, I don't, and they're like, it's because of all that bacon, I'd be like, well, do you know what? I enjoyed every fucking sandwich." So,
I don't think it would be just the bacon if it was you, Dale. I think it would probably be the steaks and the takeaways and the fucking ice cream and the pot.
Excuse
And the
me.
deep fried Mars bars.
I've had like two. Do you know what? You have such a jaded perception of me. I have had maybe 2 takeaways in the past fucking 3 weeks.
I know. I just like it when you get triggered. You get all angry and passionate. I was trying to get rid of your goo-goo eyes.
You have no idea.
I've had nothing but lettuce for 2 weeks, you bastard.
No, I just said I haven't had fucking takeaways. It doesn't mean I've been deep fried.
I know, you've been very good with your diet. We've really complimented your reduced chin size.
No, I'm still deep frying stuff. I'm just not paying someone else to do it.
That's because you've just fucking spent all that money on a Jag, you wanker.
I don't even like it.
You don't even like it?
No, I'm getting
Is that after you curbed it?
that took a bit of emotion. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you fucking hate it because it's got a scratch on it. Sell it to me for fucking 30 grand less than you paid for it, or whatever you paid for it.
No. Anyway.
Why? It's what you do normally. So yeah, what do we think? What do we think?
I'll be honest. If my daughter's only 3, and obviously I can't say if she comes home with a Woodbine or a sub tank in her mouth. Regardless, I wouldn't want her to smoke or vape.
Depends. If you're from Whitby, she could possibly come back with a Woodbine in her mouth.
I don't believe, Joe, you've got these whole gateway things. Vaping is a gateway to smoking and all this shit. I don't believe in that. However, would I rather her vape than smoke? Yeah, of course I would. But I'd rather her not vape or smoke.
Yeah, absolutely.
Peer pressure is the biggest gateway to anything. People can say that if your parents smoke, you smoke. That's bollocks. I didn't start smoking until I was 20, and I wasn't at an impressionable age from my dad. I didn't think when I was 20. Do you know what? My dad used to smoke when I was 9. Let me go get 20 lamb. I went to Benidorm for a fortnight, got pissed, tried a fag, enjoyed a fag, had fags for 2 weeks, come back, and I was smoking. Like that it wasn't even peer pressure. That would be just being a bell end. Like,
Lindsay never, ever, ever. No, I'll rephrase that. Her parents, neither of them, never smoked, were anti-smokers. Both her and her brother smoked.
See, my old man used to smoke a shitload, and my mum smoked. She gave up for years, though. I started smoking because I started my first job when I was about 15, 14 maybe. And my mates all smoked. I was the only one that could get served. But also, I was a bit lazy, and I realised that I could sit down and have a fag outside when everyone else was. And I wasn't carrying on working when everyone else was having a fag break. So a combination of peer pressure, wanting to fit in with my mates, me being the only cunt that could get served, and there was also an ice cream man that would tick out fags, like cheap fags from abroad, and he'd say, "Yeah, just pay me on payday." So
ice cream man still does.
Does he?
Yeah.
Ours just does crack now.
We had an old ice cream man back when I was a kid who used to rent out games consoles back when the Master System was big, and the Mega Drive, and you could hire them from him. And my old man couldn't afford one, so he'd hire it for us as a treat. And then some teenage yobbos, one of my mate's uncles, tipped his van over and threw cabbages through it because he'd pissed one of them off. So he disappeared. And then we had a dodgy one who used to have burnt CDs. He used to have burnt CDs with printed covers of all the latest albums. He used to have loads of dodgy films and blue movies. And I was
sell from his ice cream van.
Yeah, and I was about 14, 15 at the time. I just got into computers and that, and I'd my own job, so I saved up.
You were 15 when you had a Mega Drive. How fucking depraved.
No, this was when I was older. That was when I was a kid.
I'm going to say, okay, here you go, Chris, for your 15, but if you have a Mega Drive, you're like, fuck me, man. I'm sure he's just got a PS2.
No, actually, to be honest, it was only when I got my job, as I said, I got my own stuff. I was still on a PS1 up until Xbox 360 come out. But yeah, so what the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, so I used to do blue movies and stuff, and I'd got into computers and I had a CD rewriter. So he used to ask me to copy them and give me free ice creams. It might be why I'm fat.
yeah, you getting free ice creams for a year is definitely the reason you're still fat.
Well, yeah, it definitely contributed.
So at 15, you were copying Blue movies for the ice cream man to sell.
So the ice cream man was a gateway to obesity.
That's essentially a statement in itself, isn't it? And my old man,
that was your gateway to eating nothing but shit food was the ice cream man who bribed you and probably touched you inappropriately.
Fuck off. And my old man and mum split up when I was quite young, and we only saw.
Feel bad now, Chris.
We only saw him once a week, and he used to take us for a Happy Meal. I think he thought the word happy would substitute for his love, but he didn't.
Are you talking about your dad or the ice cream man?
Both. He was the ice cream man. No,
so Chris, your thoughts then? Obviously, you've brought up this topic. If any one of your three, okay, let's say 2 kids, because obviously Toby's a little bit too young to be sparking up a reefer.
So's Rudy, I hope.
So's Brody. What the fuck are you on about?
No, but Brody's sort of at that age now. How old is he?
He was 9 yesterday.
I've seen 9-year-old kids walking around the street smoking.
I've seen them in boxes.
And to be fair, Chris, you live in Scotland, so it's either that or he's going to smack up.
Fuck off.
You say about 9-year-olds though, Mark ain't fucking kidding you. I've seen 9-year-old smokers. I was stood on my doorstep vaping like 6 in the morning once, and the milkman's son, who must only be 10, literally walked past me, walked up to me in the garden. As he walking out, I went, "Do you work at Yorkshire Vapor?" I says, "Yeah." He says, "I've got a better tank than you." I'm like, "Fucking well done, mate. I'm not delivering milk at 6 in the morning." And he's like, he literally pulled out, he had this fucking TFV 12, and I'm thinking, "You fucking 10? Where have you got that from?" I just couldn't fucking believe it. Like, what a cheeky bastard. Just the age thing. Someone come up to me in the Apple store, he would, a fucking kid, he shouldn't even be allowed in Leeds on his own. And he come up to me and he went, "Is that an iPower?" And fucked off. I was thinking, how do you know that that's an iPower? How do you know that's a paranormal, this, that, and the other? How do you know this sort of shit at 9, 10? It's a fucking joke.
Yeah. So they are all upgrading from the Jules then.
Yeah. So what you're asking, if I'd prefer my kids to smoke or vape?
Yeah.
If I had an option of neither, it would be neither, obviously. But I would much rather vape. To be honest, I'd rather it was fucking. To be honest, I think I'd probably rather it was Nicorette gum than vaping. But at the same time,
no kid, no teenager is going to experiment with nicotine gum.
With inhalators that look like plastic tampons.
Yeah.
No. I probably would have, because if I'd have been able to get the gum as freely as you can get it now, like in fucking home bar shit, I would have bought some to try, definitely. But the fact of the matter is, I would have.
No, but bar them blowing bubbles, it's not cool to chew gum.
No, but it's not about
saying that it's cool to smoke, it's cool to vape, it's cool.
I don't think
neighbour's dog. It's, you know what I mean. It's
no, but like for me, I believe that nicotine gum is probably less harmful than vaping, but it just doesn't actually effectively make people quit smoking. That's the problem with nicotine gum. If it was genuinely able to make people give up smoking, then I think it'd be safer for people than vaping. Personally. Is everyone frozen?
Why doesn't nicotine gum have a big sign on it saying this product contains nicotine?
Because they're idiots.
This is true.
We can't afford to produce
a highly addictive substance.
We can't afford to produce nicotine gum, so they've not bothered labelling it.
I thought now. What nicotine and all that shit had it on now?
No,
I don't think so.
They didn't have last time I was ranting about it.
But to be honest, I think it's bullshit anyway, because they're only governing. But this is what I said about fucking 10 episodes, 20 episodes ago. They're only going to go for the things that they need to protect their liabilities for. The public can't afford to make nicotine gum, so they don't. The public can't just give up smoking by producing nicotine gum in their own house. It's not readily available in every fucking town and every city in the world. Do you know what I mean? Vaping now is. That's why they've regulated it, because it's a problem for them. What about you, Mark? Darcy? She's gone to nursery in Whiz Beach for the day. She's come back with a habit. Would you rather it was smoking or vaping? Or nicotine gum? Make nicotine gum cool again.
It ain't. Oh, am I sharing my what? Chandler, that's freaky as fuck because I've got exactly that same screen on my screen, and I thought I was sharing my screen then.
Okay, that's just me. I thought I'd go to the Nicorette website to see if, and this is their product images, and yeah, there's nothing there saying it contains nicotine. I do suppose it is written nicely. You know, it's Nicorette and it's got nicotine on the front, but you know, there's no warning on there.
I love the way it's got improved teeth whiteness, so they can express the benefits to it, but they don't have to highlight the problem.
Do you know what makes me laugh? A cigarette contains, what is it, around 9 milligram? Funny, there's no option for 9 milligram because you buy one pack and you'd be fucking done with it. They do 2, 4, and 6 so that you don't have enough there to fucking ever quit coming off the fucking gum. Fucking smart bastards. Does my fucking head in. Yeah, we're a problem because we've given people the option to fucking have more nicotine and fuck it off straight away. Where's my breeze?
You've lost your breeze.
Yeah. I've been reading through toxicology reports for tobacco here. And there's a list, and there's all these different functional groups. So amino acids, lactones, esters, carbohydrates, nitriles, ketones, alcohols, phenols. They all mean different things. A lot of them will be a lot more harmful than others, blah, blah, blah. And it has the number that are in tobacco, the number that are in smoke, and the number in smoke and tobacco, which doesn't make sense. But some of these, there's as much like esters, whatever they are. There's 529 of them in tobacco. There's 338 unsaturated alphatics, or whatever the fuck that is, hydrocarbon, I'm presuming. You know, there's 334 different alcohols present in tobacco smoke. Do you know what I mean? They show all these different levels. They show all the different levels in cigars, tobacco, pre-rolled cigarettes. And this report is compiled. Let me get to the top. Sorry, 2 seconds. This was compiled in 1996.
You see, esters are all about flavors. It's all about flavor compounds, so it exists in e-liquid as well.
So yeah, this was compiled in 1996, and it lists fucking thousands of them. And that's way before the technology I knew existed. Do you know what I mean? It's way before. Like, my dad was still smoking back then. Like, that was when my memories of him smoking started. Do you know what I mean?
What made you start smoking, Chris?
Partly to fit in with my mates, partly because I always had them because I bought them to sell them at school, and partly because I wanted extra breaks at work.
Yeah, I get you with the extra breaks at work.
That's why I never stopped when I was working in retail and stuff and surveying, because if you weren't a smoker, you couldn't just turn up and say nipping outside for 5 minutes every couple of hours because they'll just taking a piss. Yeah, smokers do it, and you start there thinking, this fucking guy's going for another break, is he? Like, yeah. There was no smoke breaks at work. You just had to hope that your boss was a smoker because then you get as many breaks you fucking
smoke. Right, if you think about it, smokers were the sociable ones.
Mm-hmm.
People who weren't smokers used to go out with the smokers to be sociable. And then look at the vape industry. It's exactly the same. We're all, well, the majority of us are all sociable.
Well, you look at successful vape shops. It sounds ridiculous. They've all got a sofa in them. You give someone a place to be sociable in a place where they can no longer do that in a pub with a cigarette. They're going to flock to there instead. You put that beer in that equation, and you're laughing.
They go from their comfort zone. They go from their comfort zone of being in the majority, whether that be all their mates. They're all drinkers, so they're in the majority. All of their mates drink. That's fine. a load of them will play football, and they'll probably have other friends at football they don't go out drinking with. But there'll be a big bunch of them that are all into football. And then there'll be another bunch that are all into this, and another bunch that are all into that. And then they won't have a bunch of friends that are vapors. They'll be, in a sense, on their own. They'll go into the minority. So they'll find a place to create the sort of relationship that they have in other areas. So they'll essentially flock together. When you become one person, it really enthusiastically involved in one thing, then you're going to look for other people that are that like that sort of thing. And that's just human nature, unless you are a sort of person who doesn't like other people.
Obviously, we're in this sort of thing for the hobbyists, but a lot of people are just need for quitting smoking. Well, then you think the majority, the pub trade massively quietened down when the smoking ban came in because we don't have the weather to substantiate beer gardens much. We are getting quite a lot of nice weather this year, but that's a fluke. But you think about it this way. The reason, I don't know what it's like for Mark or any of your local shops, but we started opening until 8 o'clock. Before. But the reason we started doing it is, why do most blokes, typically tradesmen, but most people in general, go to the pub after work? Couple of reasons.
Yeah.
To maybe catch a bit of football or watch or say hello to the mates. Mainly because they don't want to go home and get fucking nagged at for hours by a twat that's sat at home. Right?
Yeah.
So they will avoid that situation and put themselves in a situation where they can have a laugh with the mates, have a pint, and have a sociable fag, a sociable day. Chris, what is going on?
What?
Your fucking microphone's going scatty.
Oh, is it?
But you take that away from someone by saying, oh, you're driving home at 6 from work at 5:30. On your way home, your choice, you've got to go home and speak to your wife. No one wants to do that. So what do? You go to the pub, but it's pissing it down, so you can't have a fag, so you're only 20 minutes, so it's not worth the journey. We started home until 8 o'clock. Our trade is most significant between 6 and 8 because people have finished work, they come in for a couple of hours. So even people now who use breezes, who use pocket kits, they come in just for a chat, see what else you've got, sit down, watch a bit of telly, play Crash Bandicoot on fucking PlayStation because they don't want to go home and speak to the wife.
Yeah, the same way you see people, even if they're in there just for their same 3 10ml bottles of juice, you'll see them looking at other people's stuff, what kit they've got, what they're vaping on, what massive stupid clouds are coming out their mouth or whatever they think. They'll be looking at all of that while they're there. You know, even if they're not involved in the hobby side of things, they may ask questions. I remember at your birthday, I was chatting to some, I don't want to say weird bloke and it's not your customers, but he was a bit weird. And yeah, he was going on and on about this thing that he'd bought and he didn't know how to use it. And he'd got it from some other shop locally, and he didn't really know this and that. And you didn't stock the parts for it. And I had a look. He's like, oh, I've got it in my bag. No, I think he might have even gone home and got it. And he come back and he was like, yeah, this thing. And some idiot shop up the road had sold him a dripper. And then I was saying, well, you'd need something more powerful to power it. It would be more like this. And I was nicking someone else's mod, showing him. And he was like, yeah, I quite like that. He says, but they don't do coils for it. I said, they do, but they're rebuildable ones. And Scotch coils are there, blah, blah, blah. And I was showing him them, explaining them how they worked, explaining ohms, explaining this, explaining...
You have to commission or something?
Well, I didn't fucking get any, cunt. But no, so I was talking to him for ages, but he left with a kit, some different juice. He bought... You were clearing a load of that fucking shit that you had, that... What's it called? Atty boy, that's it. You were clearing a load of that. So I think I managed to sell him like 8 bottles of that. And he went away having more knowledge. And he was just one of these people that had this little fucking POC-X kit or something like that.
But if it was keeping off the fags, jobs are good.
Exactly. But he'd paid like 35 quid for this fucking RDA. And he couldn't fucking use it.
That I'll be honest, the story of my life. We don't turn. I'm sure Dale's exactly the same. We don't turn anyone away. If someone comes in and they've bought shit from elsewhere, you know, we're obliged to either put it right or help them out or give them the right advice. Or the amount of people that go into local shops where, I could give you 100 examples where a local shop has sold them what they don't need. what they don't want. And, it's our job. I won't go out of my way to berate another company. I will. You see, I don't in front of in front of the customer. As far as I go, it's like, well, that's a bit naughty, isn't it?
Not them useless cunts. Come here.
Now, I'm Dennis Mark.
Who's echoing?
What?
Who's echoing?
It's not me, is it?
I don't think so. You got headphones on your belly.
Okay.
Is it me?
I think it's gone now.
Is it me?
Yeah, I will slander another company in front of anyone. The only time I will join in if a customer's slandering a company is just one company that's local to me and Mark. And just so evidently, our new head office is bang fucking opposite theirs.
I know who you're talking about. I'm included in this. Yes.
You see, my issue with said company, their staff are on commission, and their commission is based on a particular product, and they can't unlock their commission until they sell X amount of either a juice or a piece of hardware. So they go out of their way to sell this particular piece of hardware or juice to unlock their bonus at the end of every day. And that rattles my piss, which is why my staff bonuses are based on performance. They're not based on sales. And okay, performance is linked to sales, but I won't say, right, you've got to sell 20 Pandora RDAs today this week to unlock your bonus. That's bullshit.
You fucking should.
It's the same business model as Carphone Warehouse and Curry's. 50 customers could walk in there, walk into Curry's, wanting a laptop with 50 different sets of requirements, demands, and what they need from a machine. And you guarantee the ideal machine for them is the one that's on the end on special offer. Because they've bought fucking 100,000 more of them for all their stores than any other machine, because they've managed to make an extra 50% margin on them. So you guarantee, I need it for Photoshop. Oh, this one here with 4 gig RAM will do it, and a Celeron processor. It's only $199. You think, oh yeah, banging, I'll definitely buy that, you fucking mug. And then you want, I want something that runs iTunes smoother. We definitely want the S9. Do you know what I mean? That's because the S9 will be on offer. You want a Google Pixel, mate? Something that works with your Apple iWatch flawlessly, mate. Google Pixel, sorted it, no problem. That's the business model of a sales company. But there's a difference between a sales company and in our industry, sales company and a vaping company. Sales companies are owned by people with calculators. Vaping companies are owned by vapors. And I genuinely have said that from fucking day one.
Most vaping companies are owned by people without calculators.
Most.
There are a handful of cunts. I mean, people that work on.
Don't get me wrong. If we weren't to make profit, we wouldn't do it. We're not bored. Like, we have lives to fund. However, and I have a relatively short tolerance for people. I found that out after I opened.
Sorry, I thought you were going to say I've got a relatively short life to live. Like a BMI was going to get in the way. You're preemptive for it.
Yeah, mate, mine's still in 2 digits. So shut your face. But my point is, I still enjoy going into my shop, and I'm there, and it's there to make money. There's no point lying about it. But I'd rather make money ethically and make less of it, because even less of it in this industry is still a comfortable living for people who are in the industry. Do you know what I mean? We have 17, 18 staff now. I get to put food on their table through their work and pay them every month, and it's nice to do that knowing I've done it in an ethical way, rather than having
food on my table, mate.
There's not enough money in the world.
now you see my problem.
You set yourself up for that one, really, Chris.
It really did, didn't it? That was just.
I expected nothing less. The fact is, it's just fueled more by the fact he sounds more intellectual in his company. He's more alert.
I've had 3 sips of red wine, Chris. I am the pinnacle of culture and intellect.
You are.
That wine tastes like shit.
Where was it from?
Black Mouse. Where else would it have gone?
I don't know.
I went into the cheese and wine shop where I've only ever bought cheese and said I'd like a bottle of wine. His fucking face lit up, bless him. He's like, oh my God. I'm like, no, I don't care what it is. Does it taste nice? Yeah.
Did you spend 45 minutes listening to him waffle on about the fucking purity of the grapes and
No, but she did.
from what God's arsehole these piles were plucked from?
Oh. Well, I wasn't listening. I was just thinking, can I just have a square of black cow cheese, mate, please?
He was standing in his toilet talking to me about all the bottles on his walls, and he stepped away from the toilet and put his foot through the floorboard.
Why were you and him stood in the toilet together?
No, he was showing me the bottles on the walls.
Oh, I bet he was.
Yeah, and then I woke up with a condom hanging out my ass.
But anyway, before you move on to another thing, I wanted to say something like which I've only noticed recently. You know the whole thing about like smoking being cool, and obviously the amount of people who now obviously vaping instead of smoke. I've only been going out to socialise, like, drinking recently. So this is how I noticed. When I used to go and have a fag at Primrose Valley when I was at the Caravan, or if I went on a night out and I was smoking, there'd be the odd guy that, and I mean maybe one every other weekend, who'd be stood there with your CE5 or your cig alike, and everyone would literally be stood there. I'm not being homophobic, this is quoting words. You fucking look at this gay. Do you know what I mean? Like, look at this fucking idiot on his fucking fake cig. And they'd be taking the piss. And it's been the same for a couple of years. I went out a couple of weeks ago and I went out this weekend, and fucking hellfire. The smoking area, there were 2 or 3 ropey smokers in corner looking like lepers hiding the fags, and everyone else is smashing fucking, I think there's series boxes, there's fucking regulated mods there, there's mech users there, and I'm not talking about our lot. I'm on about 50, probably 60 to 70% of the smoking area there. And I'm not talking small kits. That was probably the smallest kits to outside. And there's people absolutely rinsing the fucking clouds, man. I'm just stood there thinking, everyone's saying, oh, what have you got? What? I'm thinking, Jesus fucking Christ.
Please tell me you had your work polo on and you walked in there like a Ron Jeremy at a Horny Virgins convention. Like,
I did
hello, peasants.
I didn't have the polo on.
Professional vapor tattooed on your forehead.
You've never seen me, Chris. It's not easy being Reem. Right.
I bet you swan in like a member of Made in Chelsea. Like, hello, peasants. I would like I'd like a white wine spritzer. What do you mean? I'm not having that glass. It's got a mark on it.
My drink does sound a bit fucking poncy when I order. It's a JD and Coke, but I always have to ask for lime cordial rather than lime. So when I'm ordering, I'm like, have a JD and Coke, please, double with just a splash of lime cordial, please. I sound like a right schneid.
Oh, just I bet you of lime cordial, darling.
I bet you mince up to the club and then like chuck your jag keys to the bouncer and be like, park that, Giles.
No, man, I got to have an Uber. No, but you take. Once you've asked for the lime cordial, you take away the possible ponciness by going, can I have 4 of them, love, for me? Just grab them with 4 fingers and walk off and go throw them on a table and start drinking, and you immediately remove the ponciness from the situation.
And you saw a bloke that when he was going out with his mates when he was younger saying, yeah, I'll have a pint of Stella Shandy. I'll have a lager, tops.
I'll have a lager, 80% melanated.
I'll have a lager, Beck's Blue.
I want to say one word. Flowers.
Don't say that word on.
Flowers.
Oh, that one.
Flowers. Have we noticed in the industry an increase of flowers?
What type of flowers, Mark?
We're talking CBD buds, flowers.
Oh, fuck me.
I thought you were pushing your new elderflower and apple.
No.
I'm staying out of this because I listened to a fucking long, unwanted conversation about this in fucking Stuttgart.
Who was that conversation between?
I'm not going into it, but the guy's a lovely guy, but fuck me, it's just not a conversation I'm interested in. And when this person's pissed 24/7 and try to tell you about it when you're just not interested and you don't walk in the same circles, it's just not something you're about, and you just. Yeah.
I've noticed hell of a lot of vape shops, not head shops, but vape shops, starting to sell what's been referred to as flowers.
I don't know of any. I know of a couple of vape shop owners that have set up
No, there's vape shops that are literally selling tubes of. It's not fair to call it weed, is it?
It's basically that. When you get CBD, all it is it's the contents of cannabis with delta 9 and THC stripped out of it. All they've done is the same thing with the fucking plant, but done it at pre-growth stage, right? So the THC is being decrystallized. It's everything CBD is, but you can smoke it. My opinion on that is it's fucking smoking, right? You're going back. You're taking a step back. You're going from something you can potentially vape or use as a food supplement and putting yourself back to a smoking stage where you got to roll something up and get into the reminiscent mindset of rolling a fucking joint. And what did you used to put in a joint most of the time? Because no one were hard enough to do blunts, let's be honest, right? You would put backy in there. And if you put backy in there to smoke the same stuff, you're receding back to before you were fucking quit smoking through vaping. And this has been put into a vape shop. Now, CBD, in my opinion, was a grey area, but I took a fuck it approach, and it's been beneficial to myself and to the people who use it. However, that is not, it's not even a back step, it's a huge fucking back step. It's so much for staying out of it.
I didn't realise that since this become a thing, how many vapors, hardcore vapors that would never smoke a cigarette in their life, actually still smoke weed.
A lot.
And there's a hell of a lot of them.
Yeah. It's mad as
it's
well because it's sort of unified a lot of people as well, hasn't it?
It really has. You know, there's a couple of groups that I've dropped into just to watch it, for content for the show, really. And it's surprising how many people that are either owners that are 100% vape, tobacco, combustible, fuck off, do one, who still smoke weed.
Mark, your website is on fire tonight. You start selling flowers.
It's because it's the easiest. You're still looking at an unregulated illegal substance that, you know.
It's not illegal though. It's completely legal as long as that THC level is below 0.
Yeah, no. I was talking about the smoking of weed, because the weed is illegal, isn't it? And okay, yeah, we all know that you can get hold of it relatively easily.
Well, actually, to smoke weed isn't illegal. To possess it and sell it is illegal, which is stupid, absolutely stupid thing.
I saw a thing on it was like a post of an American police academy. What do you call them? Like a district of police. And they put up a post, and I couldn't tell whether it was serious or whether it was a joke, and that's what confused me. But they said that they'd found that there was many batches of crystal meth in the local area that contained this substance that would kill you. It was likely to kill you, and they said that anyone who is in possession of some and would like it tested free of charge, bring it to the police station, and we'll test it for you. Now, to me, I read that as genuine. I read that as that is an offer to make sure that someone's not going to die from the drugs they're taking.
No, this is the Americans we're talking about here.
No, but listen, someone said about it being a joke. They'd said, tell us how many lives you saved by posting mugshots. And the police department replied saying, haha, something, blah, blah, blah. And then someone said something along the lines of, it's a bit fucked up you using police entrapment. And they said, no, in actual fact, being in possession of the drug already, you're not breaking the law. If we were convincing people to go out and buy crystal meth in order to bring it in to be tested and then doing them, it would be police entrapment, and it would also be illegal because they would be buying illegal substances. So that to me kind of said that they were being genuine. They were saying, we're not telling people to buy crystal meth. We're telling people they can bring their crystal meth in and we'll test it for them. If you believe, I don't know what you lot think, I haven't said about it yet, but if you lot believe that they are being genuine, do you believe that they'd give it back And if you don't think they're being genuine,
well, you're just taking
what
a
are your
small.
thoughts?
If you had fucking half a kilo, you'd just take in a tiny bit, wouldn't you? The best thing is, if they turn around and certify it, the best people to take it in is a dealer. Taking 10 quid's worth, getting a test, get a certificate. You can travel. Look, mate, coppers have told you this is paying. Like, fucking police certified banging gear is this? You know what I mean? The police said that this shit. But I think the problem I have with that is crystal meth doesn't necessarily kill you on first use. Prolonged use kills you.
No, there was this particular batch was had been found to have a really dangerous chemical cut into it, so it would kill them. That's why they were testing it. They were willing to test it for that chemical. Now, to me, I genuinely think they were being serious, and they were. It's a bit of a fucking thing to risk. I mean, if you're in possession of crystal meth, whether you take a little bit or a lot, if you think they're going to arrest you, it's a bit of a risk, isn't it? But
like you said, they can't do through entrapment. That would be clear and cut entrapment. They would never be able to convict you from it. Worse than that is you lose a Henry, but that's not. You know, you couldn't get done for it, but maybe they are just trying to do the right. If they know there's a batch out there that's writing people off, they don't want deaths on their hands because of it, so they need to go. They probably are being genuine. But you know, back to the fucking weed thing and the CBD flowers and all this sort of stuff. Talk about backstepping and gateways. That publicly available to whatever age, with it being right, that will currently mean that there'll be no age restriction on it, right? And you'll have shops getting hold of it who are selling it to underage kids. That's a massive gateway, and that is a gateway to proper bud. Now the problem, the people who are selling these flowers that you were talking about, that Mark were talking about, these CBD bud flowers, right? Currently unregulated, but let's call a spade a spade. It looks like a regular bud, does it not? Just without crystal on it.
yeah,
Right? Now, these people who are selling it are fanatics. You know, that they really believe in the benefits and the medical benefits of weed. I believe in the medical benefits of weed, but I'll take it in a way that I believe is safe. I still use CBD, especially recently to calm me down, to stop me smashing people's heads in. But like, I believe in the medicinal benefits of CBD. However, if you put a product out there that looks like bud, that smells like bud, just doesn't get you high like bud. The governors and the politicians who are looking at this product, they don't know if it gets you high or not, because they're not going to sit there and try it. They're going to think that looks like weed. And the people, the fanatics who are putting this out there, we are so close as a country to getting weed legalized, which is not a debate I'm going to get where it's going on. But these fanatics have been fighting for weed legalization, and the chances are these flowers are going to put them back fucking.
Yeah.
I think it's a double-edged sword. I think I'm very heavily on one side of the fence, but the way I see it, there's going to be a lot of people, especially older people that don't smoke, that don't vape, that don't want to start vaping, aren't willing to vape. They don't like the CBD drops. They taste like shit. But they're open to the idea of trying the flowers. They can put it in cakes. They can do whatever, whatever they want to do with it. That is one side of it.
Island cakes, though.
Yeah, all right. But my point is, that it might open up possibilities to people that are willing to try that means. But also, at the same time, when I was a kid and I bought weed, I did not get a full gram for £7.
No one's ever got a full gram for £7.
Do you know what I mean?
£7? You got a 10
Obviously,
you were 0.7 gram. That was standard.
Yeah, like 0.7, 0.8 grams for a tenner.
Or 1.8 for £20.
Yeah. Back in the day, for £25, you get 3.5 grams. But you'd have to find a right good bloke. Anyway, because
of all the really good drug dealers out there, all the really, the ones who sat there and they think, do you know what? Fuck the profit on this. I'm just going to dry it out. I'll even dry it out and stuff 3.5 in there because you know what? I'm a nice drug dealer. I'm a nice guy.
Yeah. Anyway, my point being that was fucking, like 15 years ago, maybe 13, 14 years ago. Now I'm presuming you get even less for that money. You must do. There's no way that inflation's hit everywhere but the cannabis industry. But then this CBD bud, you can get a whole gram, a full weighed out, dried out gram for £7. Now, if anything, that will spur the kids that want to be drug dealers and make some cash, they could probably buy it by the ounce online for a lot less than they can pay for a normal ounce of weed.
The reason it's that price, though, Chris, is the money is in your Delta 9 and it's in your THC. Some cunt somewhere is growing this at a regular price, illegally, monitored, unmonitored. When that enters the country, it'll go through scrutiny at customs. When they test it and find there's no THC, started. Well, then the THC that's shipped out, some lucky bastard has got a kilo of that somewhere. Who's just going to put that into a fucking skin and smoke the shit out of it and get as high as you fucking like? That's where your money is. That's why that's why you can allow it to be £7 because you're stripping out the best part of the plant.
Yeah, but at the same time, the placebo effect that these kids and teenagers are going to get, people are going to buy that and sell it as real weed. That's what they're going to do because it smells and looks like weed. I remember when I was a kid, my pal said that stinging nettles contained THC, and if we cooked them in his mum's oven, we could sell it as weed. And we did, and we sold it as weed. And these two girls come back and said, "That weed is nice. Can I get some more?" So we did it again, twice. So the fact of the matter is that if I knew that I could buy this weed a lot cheaper than weed, and I was trying to be a drug dealer and look cool to my mate, I'd buy it and sell it.
We've all done that. I've literally sold 3 bags of Crushed Up Pro Plus for £280 before to a guy who was absolutely smashed off his tip. And I can say that legally because I didn't create any crime. Pro Plus you can get. But in fact, I bought it from Sainsbury's in town. It's completely legal. That guy went home. He wasn't able to sleep for 3 fucking days because he had about 10 Pro Plus tablets. He probably had fucking time of his life. And I went home, no, 300 quid every year.
But yeah, I'm talking, I was like 14 at the time.
I was definitely about 20.
You were definitely doing it a year before you started your business.
Where do you think I really got that 300 quid from?
Oh, that was that bag of Pro Plus, that was. Yeah, I mean, I think it's ridiculous, to be honest, and I really hope that it doesn't cause an epidemic of people starting to smoke drugs that unnecessarily need it. I completely agree with the medical benefits of cannabis. I completely agree with it. I've always said that. But at the same time, the illegal black market to get you high, I completely disagree. I disagree with it, especially when it comes to teenagers. It comes to kids that have no need for it, that do it because they want to look cool to their mates, and then they have long-term side effects from it.
On the other hand, though, you think if some guy goes out and buys a fucking bin liner full of this CBD, doesn't get you high bud, and starts selling it as weed, you're going to have a lot of people without cancer and arthritis, and no one's high. So it's not going to be the worst thing in the world at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, it isn't.
Who are absolutely fighting fit and are not getting stoned, but think they're stoned. This is the best thing. In fact,
actually,
we should be airdropping this shit. Like the government right there. Fucking airdrop that shit from fuck chemtrails. Just have some fucking serious bombs flying over, dropping mountains of shit. Everyone will be calm and healthy as fuck.
Actually, to be fair, thinking of it like that, which is a very different way of looking at it, if I first tried weed at 13 or 14 or whatever it was, I first tried smoking cannabis at that age and it didn't get me high, I wouldn't have carried on smoking it for another year or so.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean? I would have thought, what's the point? It's going to cost me money for no effect because I wouldn't be in pain. I wouldn't have needed it. I wouldn't have known the benefits. So actually, it could be a really good thing, thinking of it like that. That's a very interesting point.
I think the issue of people being ripped off, I know for a fact I can buy a kilo of this stuff for about 80 quid.
Right, you just pushed me straight out of the grey area into I'm getting on it tomorrow. I've got a spare warehouse now. Fuck this. I'm going to start growing this THC-free bud.
We'll speak later, Dale.
And we know that Dale's moral compass ends at making about $5,000.
No, in all seriousness, I've been approached from someone.
I guarantee you, I'm not going to mention it. I know who you've been approached by.
You've got no idea.
Really?
Honestly. But no, some of these strains that are hitting the market and I was this company we bottle stuff with. No, not at all.
I know who it is. I know who it is.
You don't know who it is.
Let me inbox you.
Dale's just done it, and he was wrong.
I think I'm right.
You can see why I thought it was that person, though.
I can, yeah.
I think I know who it is. Let me see your message.
Seriously, they have nothing to do with our industry at all. We bottle stuff for them.
This one.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
But you couldn't give me a name though, could you?
No, I couldn't tell you who it was. I knew exactly who it was the second you said that.
It was the first word. Anyway, and I always go to him with any questions on CBD or anything like that. And I sent him a link to certain websites selling flowers, and he's like, "You're shitting me, right? They're charging however much a gram, £10 a gram for that."
7, I think. I don't know.
£10 a gram.
Is it? I thought it was 7.
Nope. Well, the ones that I sent to him, the link that I found, is like cheeky cunts. It was like, "You want that? I'll sell you that." I was like, "What do you mean you'll sell me that?" It's like, it's industrial hemp. That's all it is.
You're talking 10 grand retail on a kilo that would cost you potentially X or Y or Z. It's the same as anything, right? This industry has got, especially at the lower end, has got greedy as fuck, because there's good money in e-liquid. Like, everyone knows that this is an argument, Mark, me and you have had with customers fucking thousands of times. It only costs you £2 to make that bottle. Yes, it fucking does, mate, but it don't pay you £250,000 in wages every year. Do you know what I mean? There's other costs that filter down that go onto your product base that people don't see. And the problem is there's people out there, online only based, who have little overheads, jump on this shit, and they keep the greed going. You know, and then there's it's all same as anything. That'll boom for 6 months. There'll be price wars, and there'll be no point in doing it anymore. So it's one of them things, I think.
People will realise that they can buy a kilo of industrial hemp with less than 0.2 THC and high CBD for £80-90 a kilo, whatever retail is. No idea, but people will become wise to that. But
is this the sort of stuff that you could, because you see these dry herb vaporizers,
yeah,
that you can get. Is this the sort of thing you could put into a dry herb vaporizer?
Yeah, so there'd be no point. But in fact, that would be probably the best way to do it without stepping back into smoking again, I suppose. But
so I could I could understand if
I just asked, did you think they were fucking oregano or something?
Oh yeah. A bit of time.
Chandler bought one. He's been putting fucking rosemary in it and smoking his meats.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Lucky Vapes. I'm online and I won't sell it. Are we talking you won't sell flowers, or would you sell CBD, or do you just stick purely to e-liquid? Because Dale will tell you, I was on the fence forever about CBD.
Who is Lucky Vapes?
No idea. I was on the fence with CBD for a long time, and Lindsay and I had many debates and arguments. I wanted to stock it, she wouldn't stock it, and the only thing that made us stock it was the fact Dale released it. That was the only reason. And Dale is, there's not many people that I impeccably trust, and Dale is one of them.
Thank you.
See, I think this is what made me tell people about it, actually, because I never really, I knew of the benefits of it, but I didn't know of a reliable source. And I wasn't willing to say to someone, this CBD will help you out, because I don't know what it does. I don't try CBD. I'm not interested. I don't need it. Do you know what I mean? So I've never, didn't have a reliable source or anyone to push anyone to steer in the right direction. I know that Dale wouldn't be stupid enough to, but he wouldn't release a product that was potentially harmful, or he hadn't done the best he could to ensure that it's safety.
We didn't start making it until I bought the materials practiced on myself first. I had my only reason for wanting to use it was regulating my sleep, so I could go to bed at midnight, wake up at 8 o'clock. That's a bit fucked now because I'm using it on and off. I used it for like stress and other things since. But everything I've wanted it to work for, it's worked for. It's the same as anything though. You use it to excess, and it'll fuck you up. Like you saw the state of me at Expo, Mark, when I got I had Rottle in one T20, and I had Rottle CBD in the other. What them mixed up was vaping fucking 300 milligram for 9 hours straight, and I felt like I had a stroke by 7 o'clock. I couldn't fucking walk. Like I was so relaxed, like unbelievably fucking run through my body. I was just fucking shattered. Not in a painful way, but that's to excess, and that again, like anything to excess, will fuck you up.
Yeah.
But before we didn't have it at the expo I wanted to have it at because I wasn't happy with the stage we were at with it. I wasn't happy with how much page we put it through ourselves. And in fact, me and you were talking about it at the very early stages, Chris, about the mixing process and how to perfect it, because I were having trouble getting it to dissolve properly. And I'm not going to put some. And we even have printed something that basically says if there's any crystallization on the top of the bottle, you know that's normal. You know, there can be some residual there. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not happy about that. I'm not going to release that. I'm going to wait. I'm going to figure out a way of getting everything to go so your bottle's completely clear. And we did that, and that took time. But I think there's a lot of people out there selling shit. Like, so you see this brown guff that probably is great for getting you fucking high because it's extracted in different ways and it contains THC. But that's the sort I can't mess with that. I wouldn't mess with that anyway because it's not something I'm into. But it's not. If it's brown, if it looks like liquid shit in a bottle, I'm not going to buy it, or certainly not going to fucking sell it. I think it needs to be crystal clear. It needs to be good quality, and you know good quality stuff straight away. Distillate seems to get into your system. My personal findings, you know, they've stopped using isolate now in oil drops and food supplement based things. So your gummy bears, it can't come from isolate anymore and stuff. I tried a sample of the distillate exactly. In fact, it was 780 milligram. I tried, not 1,000, and that got into my system almost instantly compared to isolate. So that seems to work a lot better. So that could possibly be a benefit for it to work quicker for people who, you know, for say people have arthritic pain and they've had a good day and then all of a sudden they're just like, fuck, I need some relief now. Have some distillate form CBD and oil drops or whatever. It seems to get there quicker. And we I won't say we didn't jump on it because we got in there quite early when it was becoming a thing. In CBD's always been big, but in the vape industry it was relatively new. We saw a couple of people get in there and we're like, look, if we want to make a name for ourselves for this product and get in there without being drowned out, we had to get in there soon. And once we'd tested it and I were happy with how it affected me and a couple of other people. My mum, for fuck's sake, is using CBD for sleep now. Now, my mum literally accused me of being a drug dealer when I started making it. She heard the word cannabis and assumed I was selling, even though she knows what I do, she accused me of selling drugs. She thought I was a drug dealer and fell out with me. But now my mum is using CBD because she now trusts what I do, and I explained to her what it was. So I wouldn't have touched it. And I appreciate people like yourself, Mark, who believed that we were doing it for the right reasons. And again, we made it because there was money involved in it. It's a product we can market, but it's a good product we can market. It's a beneficial product.
See, the person I helped get some, it was for her husband. Suffered really bad with arthritis and hand pain and all sorts of stuff. And she really wanted to try it. She didn't know where to get it. She didn't know of a reliable source. She heard about me mentioning it in some way, shape, or form, and she decided to ask me about it. Now, that was all well and good. I discussed it, explained what I knew. I didn't know everything, obviously, although I tend to think I do. And I just told her what I knew, and I said about it, and then someone come in the room, and they said, what are you two up to? She said, you show me where I can buy drugs. And I was like, for fuck's sake. So I spent another 25 minutes explaining that they weren't buying drugs per se. But I think in the older generations, that's a perception. It's a drug. And it probably is legally classed as a drug. But at the same time, it's not everything it could be made out to be, you know?
Dale, Craig's just asked in chat, are you planning on releasing any stronger CBD liquids?
Potentially, yeah. At the minute, products are just on hold because we're moving, and it's. But yeah, we're looking at a lot more CBD based stuff in the future because it has been popular. So it's. I've not been.
Have you thought about nicotine gum?
CBD gum. There you go.
They do CBD gummy bears.
Do CBD now, body butter, fucking all sorts, and I just
CBD body butter, really?
oh mate, they do CBD body butter for your joints, and I don't see how applying that to your knee, where it's extremely thick skin, or your elbow, if you have elbow arthritis, where it's extremely thick skin, how could putting body butter on the affected areas get into your bloodstream quicker than putting it into your fucking bloodstream? And I don't mean by this method. You drop it under your tongue, it gets into your body a lot fucking quicker than body butter.
You'll need like 3,000 milligram CBD for it to duo.
It's the effective time, as far as I'm concerned. Like, it's good if it goes into your stomach. Like, if you're vaping it, it gets into your bloodstream relatively quicker. Oil drops under the tongue, or any sort of oral swallowed method or absorption method will get into your bloodstream quicker than any fucking skin absorption. I'm sorry, but I just don't.
What about if you had a hot shower first and opened up your pores? or have you not? Have you not progressed? Have you not progressed to the point of personal grooming yet?
All right, well, dickhead.
Well, you've sort of become.
So say scientifically that that was the case. You open up your pores, your body butter enters your body quicker. Your elbow's kicking the fuck off. You've got 1,000 milligram bottle of oil drops you can drop under your tongue like that, or you to go upstairs, turn your fucking shower on, jump in your shower for 15 minutes, get out, get dry, apply your body butter, then wait fucking 5-10 minutes for your body butter to get in there and start fucking shit up. No, you'd have the oil drops, and then within a few minutes, your pain starts to subside. That's not on record. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not recommending CBD for medical purposes. I'm not a pharmacist. I'm just saying that could happen. All right, just putting that out there. Legally, I can't say it's medicinally.
Trading standards.
Available at the YorkshireVapor.co.uk. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's a very strange subject, and could be really discussed at length for days on end, because there's so many different stances to it. And I'm sorry, but it's impossible to be on the conservative side of the spectrum and not believe in medical marijuana being beneficial, and then watch something like Charlotte's Web or similar documentaries, and then not.
Charlotte's Web is a strain, isn't it?
It is. They made a strain specifically for her.
0.2.
Huh?
A 0.2.
Yeah, a high CBD, low THC strain. They made it specifically. They made it specifically for her, and then they sold it as a strain in her. I don't know. I hope she hasn't passed away, but I don't know if it was sold in her memory or just as props to her. But it's impossible to watch. There's one on Netflix at the minute. I can't remember what it's called, but I remember watching it, and it's impossible to see those benefits happen to such sick children and not believe that whatever the downside is, it's got to be better than seeing these children die. It's impossible. And the fact of the matter is, I think a lot more of these documentaries, a lot more of things like that. What was that thing with Pat Butcher on it when they went and got stoned in the States? No, they did a documentary. Christopher Biggins, Pat Butcher.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Oh,
yeah.
Road Trip Summit or something.
Yeah, I did watch it.
Yeah, it's impossible to watch those things, especially with public endorsement of celebrities, because as much as I hate to say it, the world is run by idolizing these fucking weirdos that are on telly.
Instagram exists because of that, Chris. Like that. Yeah. That's why Instagram and Twitter's a thing.
Yeah, and why people can call themselves content creators on their CVs. It fucking boils my piss. Mark, you're on fire, buddy. I'm coming to you for a loan.
6 of them.
I need a lend. Yeah, it's getting to a stage now where the celebrity endorsement, the positive press. Are you just playing the sound effect of money now?
Well, I definitely know what he's selling. It's not Pandora's.
Fuck you. Yeah, the positive press, the celebrity endorsements, the medical records releasing, documentaries on independent video providers, mainstream documentaries. All of this is all pushing towards a really beneficial future where the kids that need this sort of thing to survive are going to get this sort of thing. I hope. What the fuck? Are people buying off his website just to fuck with my head? What noise even is that? iPhone email.
Hang on, I'm just removing a comment off. Remove.
Why? What did you put?
Someone.
Oh my god, that is iPhone email, isn't it?
No.
Is it a sale?
Is it eBay?
Yeah.
It's eBay. Yeah.
Ah, that's what it is.
That's eBay going bonkers.
That's when you know shit's going down on eBay, though. Like, shit is going down.
He's in a bidding
You know
war.
your stuff's being watched and bidded on.
What are you
I've
selling?
got a big eBay clear out coming up. I can't fucking wait for that. There's nothing more thrilling than the last 5 minutes of an eBay auction. You know you're getting paid at the end of it.
And all you hear is cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
Unless what you want to hear is bling, your item's sold, and then you want to hear cha-ching, because that's when you know you've been paid.
What do
you guarantee
have coming up for sale?
There's 2 seconds to go. You press refresh.
Is Vape-esque on eBay?
No.
Alexa, play Paw Patrol.
No, Alexa's just started playing jazz music in the kitchen. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. This one's fucking kicking off now.
Playing on kitchen. Alexa, stop.
Dickhead.
What was that?
Kitchen.
Everywhere.
On kitchen.
Alexa, stop it.
Kitchen.
Alexa, stop it.
Oh, today, right, James left his, I don't know if you saw James Clark's profile today. We slightly changed his Facebook. He has Spotify on his phone, and you can control Spotify on different accounts if you're logged in from one. His car was logged in as he was driving around doing a few errands for us, and he left his computer open with the full controls of his Spotify in his car open on the computer. So he had Prophets, Rolf Harris, all manner of songs. Because James is one of those guys, and he will openly admit it. He has all his windows down. He's got a right nice car, really nice fucking Insignia. He'll have had his windows down. He'll be revving the tits off his engine, blasting his music out, impressing them bitches that he's driving past. And then all of a sudden, Paw Patrol comes on. Fucking Power Rangers and Lost Prophets. And every we went back and thought, right, how many paedophiles from the music industry can we play in his car to make him sound like a really offensive person? And we managed it. We actually managed it.
Well, I was around my sister's last weekend, and I was connected up to her TV playing songs on YouTube. And I got home, and I went to do it on my phone to my TV, and I was still connected to hers. So I played a few songs, and I noticed that they were listening to them all, and then adding more songs to the playlist. So I thought, they're not even confused about where these songs are coming from. They're just listening to them. They're obviously busy, chatting, do whatever. So I put an hour long of Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up. And it got to about 25 minutes, and I got a phone call like, what the fuck is going on with this telly? And
you like playing pranks on other people's shit, don't you? Because can you remember what you did before we set off to the airport?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
What did I come home to?
Well, so Dale was being a dick, and he ripped up my first...
Your microphone's doing this. Mate.
Oh, sorry, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
No, it's vibrating.
Is it?
Right, get a microphone in from Poundland.
Fuck off, rich boy. Daddy Warback.
Dickhead.
And then he was gone.
I'll finish the story on Chris's behalf. Chris pressed print on 100 dicks that when I got back from the fucking holiday, there were 100 dicks all over my floor because they had come flying out of the printer at what seemed to be record speed.
Can I just clarify that story? Because I know you would have missed out the beginning part. I know what he's like. We were getting ready, and he ripped up my boarding pass and said, "You're not coming, you fat cunt." So I printed out a couple of dicks. And
100 dicks, Chris.
No, I printed out a couple of dicks, a couple of pictures of people we knew, a couple of ruptured arseholes, a couple of dogs having sex, a bit of this, and a bit of
Selection box of filth that my son saw.
And then, as we were leaving, he tried hiding my passport behind his cushion. So, as we were outside and I was still connected to his Wi-Fi, I printed 100 dicks. And then we went to Spain for a week and came back, and he opened up his house and there was 100 dicks all over his floor.
Bang out of
I thought it was a good idea.
I thought you getting to customs without your passport would be a fucking great idea.
Yeah. I was hoping you'd get cavity searched.
You might not have lost your son then.
I kept it shut up. Don't even bring that up on fucking live.
You didn't lose him for long.
About 20 minutes.
In a foreign country.
Actually, Facebook memory come up today. Let me try and get it up.
Love it.
It wasn't the people's elbow, was it?
No, get that one up as well. We've got some serious Facebook memories to share here. Let me just share my screen.
Hurry up, Chris, I need toilet.
Shut up. So for Expo last year, I booked Tom O'Connor's hotel room, and I asked him for a picture of David Hasselhoff and 2 tubs of hand cream, and they actually left it on his pillow. They left him a picture of David Hasselhoff and 2 tubs of hand cream.
See, that's customer service. I'd go to that hotel.
Yeah, brilliant.
Not because of that specific incident, but because of what they did. Because they fulfilled such a requirement. Like, they knew exactly what you were doing and what he was likely to do. And they still fulfilled that request. That is, what hotel was it, Chris? Because I want to stop there.
It was Resorts World.
See, that's not a hotel, but thanks.
The hotel in Resorts World, NEC, Birmingham. Yeah, that one. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was fucking well happy with that. Dale, you look like you were about to shit yourself. He was. That was a danger fart, wasn't it?
I'm muted. So you didn't have to
That's what the mute button is for.
Chandler, what the fuck is that picture in the background?
Sorry? It's. I thought, I've seen a couple of posts from Mr. Martin.
Is that John Martin?
Can you see it? It look, obviously I've got it in my tiny little thumbnail, so I can't actually. Yeah,
you can see that it's Iron Man clearly, but the face is very blurred, and there's a big pair of sunglasses.
That's Mr. Martin.
Who's off to Vape Fest? Oh no, what's the next one? Collective.
Vape Collective. Yeah. Oh yes.
Not Damon.
Not you either, Chris. Probably.
I'm not coming there.
Are you going, Dale?
No.
Are you going?
I might do. Sorry. I stuck to my guns. I wasn't vending it. I very almost did, but I was just like, no. Knowing my luck, I'll choose to vend it, and it'll get cancelled day before or something. So I didn't bother. But I think I'm going to go down for one of the days and have a look down.
If you're going for the day, let me know. I'll meet you there.
There's a lot of lovely people going, so I might just have a wander. Who's going to Vape Fest, the good outdoor festival?
I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'm going to try.
So Chris isn't going then?
I really, really want to. It was going to be the one that I'm going to this year. It was going to be the one.
Chris could actually sleep in the field in his clothes.
And if you book it now, you get 20% off if you book freight shipping early.
I can't afford it, in all honesty.
Oh. So was that just giving page for Chris the cunt?
You should
I should do nothing. You're already making me drive up to the arse end of nowhere to watch you get married. Which,
Hey, Dale, we're going to have a whale of a time. We're in the same hotel.
Oh, yes.
Oh, which hotel are you in? Just because I've got to book mine yet.
You won't be able to.
You won't get in that one.
No.
Oh, shit.
Do you know what, Chandler? I've seen the pictures of my room. It's creepy as fuck. I might be selling it, to be honest.
You've stayed at Leicester.
Yeah, mate, honestly. Fucking hell, what was that Amityville horror place called?
The Rocky Horror Show.
Oh, there's a hotel in Leicester that is fucking rapey. Every single person in there is steampunked out of their mind. and all the photos and eyes follow you. I'm pretty sure one of the posts grabbed me.
It used to be called the Grand.
People would pay extra for that.
I'm not one of them people. I'd have paid extra for it not to happen. I definitely got abused by a bedpost.
We're staying. In the last ever hanging in Scotland. The man that sentenced that guy to death used to live in this house.
Okay.
It's like a 16th century manor house.
I literally booked it because it had a nice big bath. I thought, oh, that bath sold it.
It depends what your budget is, Chandler. There's a fucking beautiful hotel literally like around the corner from my house.
There's a lovely Premier in 55 mile away.
Yeah, well, there's a Premier in about
is there a travel lodge anywhere near?
Chandler, I'm pretty sure Chris's house is empty that weekend.
Actually, it is. You can stay with my mum.
Awesome.
No, I'm sure we can work something out. Mark's staying somewhere. So
I'm picking Mark up from I think he's coming in on the train. He's going to try and get to the airport, and we're going to rent a car when we get there, and we'll pick him up at the airport.
Where's the nearest airport?
Aberdeen.
I might actually fly there, you know, mate. I keep thinking about this drive, and it's fucking miles away.
You're bringing the Lambo, aren't you, though?
No, we're going to rent a Rolls just to fucking really enjoy the drive. But one, I don't think Chris is worth it. And two, I can't be bothered driving.
Well,
I'm joking, Chris. You are worth it a bit.
Oh, right.
In which case, it looks as though we're picking Dale up from the airport as well.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be an event of some description.
Oh yeah, I literally want to make sure that Amy's sure.
Yeah. You should go on Airbnb, Chandler. I'm going to Glasgow at the weekend. I'm staying at some random bloke's house. It's cost me 22 quid for the night.
Just to stay at some random bloke's house?
Yeah, Airbnb is basically people with a spare room offering it out to the public.
That just sounds so weird. That you know, like
I reckon it's going to be so awkward.
Do you know about it, Chris?
Yeah.
Are you paying 22 quid for a taxi and you're just going to knock on someone's door?
Yeah, I'm just going to turn up someone's house like, all right, mate.
Hello, I've Airbnb'd your room. It's like, what?
Turn up with a bag of smack. Job's a good one.
Fucking yeah, so that'll be interesting, won't it? Staying at some random bloke's house. I reckon it's going to be cool, though. It'll be all right.
Chris, I need to book the weekend off. I know I've booked my flights and everything, but when is it?
I'm not. Don't fucking advertise it's over. It turns up.
24th of November, isn't it?
I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, well,
I think so.
I think we're going to come up the day before just to make sure Amy's got a lift if she wants one, and we'll take her away somewhere else.
Dale, I can't remember what the hotel's called. Do you remember?
Fuck off! Don't even start this bollocks.
I know I'm in the Dunbar suite. So
I'll be giving out your fucking home addresses in a minute.
Chris, my home address is on fucking on Google. My home address is on Company's House. On
Leeds charge sheets for the fucking 2013. Like.
So the beautiful thing is, we're above Dale.
I don't give a shit if people have my home address. I've got a lump hammer and so many guns. It's not even funny. Like, so come at me, bro.
Have you heard of this hobby that teenagers in America have got called swatting? When they're playing online with someone, and when they get pissed off with them, they find their address off their IP, and then they call up the police and report like terrorism or really dangerous crimes. So the SWAT team break in when they're live on YouTube or live on Twitch.
You see, personally, I think that's absolute bullshit because all they get is a Class A address. That Class A address would actually belong to the ISP, not the person that.
I don't know how they do it, but they have their address.
They've actually had people that have been shot by the SWAT teams. So there have been people that have died from this swatting malarkey.
It's 10 o'clock, lads.
Is it? Bloody hell!
Mark, quickly before we go, what are you selling on eBay in case anyone is interested?
Lindsay.
No one's interested. Hey, what are you going to be putting up on eBay in the next couple of weeks?
Ben might whack a bid in. It won't be much.
Oh God! Oh, for fuck's sake! That's a good way to end the show. That
Lindsay just looked at me. She's like, "What?
What did you say?"
Nothing. It's gone. The moment's gone.
Yeah, it's not something we would like to repeat, to be honest. I made a joke about it the other day and felt bad for 2 days.
He made a joke about it, then messaged me saying, I hope that joke's okay. I'm absolutely fine. Unless you haven't noticed, Chris, I'm doing fucking marvellous.
I missed that. Where was it?
Oh,
He shared the fact that me and him have been mates for 3 years on Facebook. I'm like, I can't say it's been worth it, mate. And he said something like, I can think of worse friendships to invest 3 years into. And I'm like, fair point.
Oh, yeah, that was it. I can think of worse friendships to invest 3 years into.
No, honestly, like, for everyone who's been nice and supportive over the past week, I had an operation 5 weeks ago. I had a cancerous tumour removed, and I'm absolutely fine now.
You had a cancerous tumour removed?
Yeah, it was miserable and massive.
Oh, I thought you were talking about your chicken nugget.
No.
Do you want to show that live on the show?
Surgically removed, and I had a Geordie tumour back installed instead. We'll see how that goes.
Great.
Yes, mate.
I seem to have lost my hotel confirmation email.
I don't think I ever got one because Chris booked it for me.
I know, mine too.
Couldn't be bothered to book it, so I threw my card at Chris and just said, "Will you please book it?" And he told me it was half the price. That I ended up fucking paying for it.
No, it was that much per night, you gim.
You didn't say that. You said it was something. It's 135 quid, mate. Right, okay, book it. Booked it for 2 nights. I thought it meant for 2 nights. It was a nice room, Chris. Well, that fucking nice.
Well, Lindsay, the other Lindsay, Mark's Lindsay, sent me the card details. Like, book it. I've still got her full bank detail. I could just go online, buy whatever. And I mean, if I buy industrial or military grade sex toys, they won't see any suspicious activity on the account. So it'll be fine.
I'm going to say, mate, she's already got them.
Yeah, exactly. They won't see any suspicious activity anyway, so it'll be fine.
What, like an industrial cunt puncher?
Yeah, the cunt punch 5,000 with petrol start.
The Belladonna 15.
Yeah. Ham slam 1,000.
It's called the High 10.
Oh god. The Meat Wallet 101.
Hang on, luxury apartments in Doncaster isn't Collectives in Doncaster, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Someone said they used Airbnb for collective luxury apartment for £160 for 2 nights. And someone said they have luxury apartments in Doncaster.
That would have been me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know Doncaster.
It's a bit like Wisbeach of the North, isn't it?
Oh no, it ain't that bad.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for admitting it. Right, guys, it's been emotional. Thank you for joining us on. Where is the intro and outro videos, Mark?
We need to do a test session to see how well it comes across.
You should just share your screen and
we'll test it. We'll test it now. I mean, yeah, why not?
It sounds absolutely shit.
That's your fault, not ours.
Oh, hang on, I need to find it.
I was going to say it sounded all right to me.
Yeah, it sounds all right to us, but when you watch it back on the show,
oh, don't worry about it. We'll be finished by the time it ends. Don't worry about it.
Hang on then. Oh.
Don't give away our amazing theme tune. Write the theme tune, sing the theme tune.
Right, on that note, fuckers, thank you very much. Have a good week. We will see you
next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Hang on. Slow down.
Oh, is that a dramatic pause on purpose? Present yourself.
Slow down a little.
Right, everyone shut up.
Have a good week, fuckers. See you next week.
This is the intro.